I'm Rex Mountcastle, and this video is about how instructional designers use refutation text to help create instruction. So what is refutation text? Refutation text states a common misconception about a subject, refutes it, and then explains the correct concept. The first component of refutation text is understanding what the misconception is explicitly stating. The second component is that the misconception is then identified as being false. The third component of refutation text is the scientific information that refutes the misconception. An example of the components of a refutation text would be the misconception. For example, some people believe humans only use 10% of their brains. The refutation misconception cues is this belief is actually incorrect. The refutation with scientific exploration would be that our brains are consistently bombarded with sensory information, and widely distributed brain areas are involved in communication and processing information virtually all the time. So humans do use much more than 10% of their brains. Other ideas when having an argument with somebody on a subject, for example, you want to look for ways that you can create holes or cracks in the argument. Look for words in the argument and check for meanings, make sure that the meanings are clear, and see if you can detect any vague meanings or ambiguity in the statements, and challenge those expertise statements and assumptions of authority. Check to see also if if there's any logic being used. Test each statement for soundness and clearness. Look for any bias and watch for distractions in your statements. Check any supporting evidence, and make sure that it isn't weak, because if it is, you can drive a wedge deeper into those false statements. Make sure you dig into the data and the evidence. Check to see what data is being used and if it's being suppressed, if anything's being suppressed, or if anything is misinterpreted or misleading. A counter argument. That is right. I did say it, a counter argument. One that uses more correct logic and is more powerful than the given argument. Cover more areas with your argument and be more thorough. Make sure it is more appealing and interesting. Make the logic complete and sound and use solid data that can't be challenged. Remember, your job in the argument is to demonstrate you have considered all sides and you've done a thorough research. You also have demonstrated that you can be trustworthy because you have done your thorough research. And then demonstrate that your position is the best because you did do a thorough research and that you can be trusted. The last exercise is an argument, and my stance would be that we should add tolls to Interstate 70 across Ohio to generate income for transportation projects to capitalize on revenues generated by the tourists and travelers who pass through the state of Ohio. A counter stance would be that the tolls should not be added to Interstate 70 because the toll booths are unsightly and they will also increase traffic congestion and increase commute times for Ohio. To refute the counterargument, point one, they are unsightly and will ruin Ohio's scenery. The design of the toll booths have not been designed yet, and they don't have to be unsightly. The other thing is that the toll booths is not part of the argument. It's the generating of the revenue for the state. The second point, they will increase congestion. Actually, what will happen is that there are multiple states that have toll plazas already, and they manage traffic flow quite nicely. The placement of the tolls do not have to be determined right now, and they don't have to be in congested places. In point three, they will increase commute times. Even though they may increase commute times for some Ohioans, the amount of money that would be raised would offset that little small inconvenience. I mean, the money that's raised, Ohioans would all benefit with better roads and improved commuter conditions. Thank you for watching the video.